Oh, I did do a thumbnail video, didn't I? Ooh, this is a juicy looking purple nose right here, guys. I thought it looked big. I didn't want to say anything. Yeah, I was afraid Mike would. See, guys, that's how you do it. Right there. You know, that's how you do it. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Darth Slone here, and we are looking at the screen, of course, right before you hit play. Then go to the fish species, the screen that shows you all the fish that you have caught on each reserve. You can do that right before you go in to hit play. You can check all 4 maps this way, and we are looking at the Purple Labeo. As you just saw, guys, we reeled in a wampus cat of a Purple Labeo. Actually ended up landing 3rd on my top 5 list. So all the horror stories that I had heard about the Purple Labeo being the hardest diamond to get in the game, I got extremely lucky because, as you can see right here, I've only caught 71. I know the Atlantic salmon, but now that was back before I was paying attention to temperatures. The Atlantic salmon, I was well over 400 where I caught my first diamond Atlantic salmon. And then when I started paying attention to temperatures, I caught my second diamond Atlantic salmon like in no time. But anyway, here we are, Purple Labeo, the hardest dime to get. Everybody you talk to says the Purple Labeo is like the last one that they're able to get. Small window, less than 2-degree window that the big boys like to hang out in. So anyway, we're going to go over that. And before we do, please do me a favor. Hit that like, subscribe, notify bell. Let me know in the comments what type of video you'd like to see next. Our future videos are going to be kind of straying away from South Africa. And I'm going to be hitting Trosport and Golden Ridge because I now have a guide for every species on Spain and South Africa. So there are a handful of fish out there I've not made videos for on the first 2 maps. We're getting close to having guides on everything because I do have bingo. There was just for whatever this reason or that I didn't make some videos of some of the others, but we're going to go back. All right, guys, we are in the spot that is probably the most popular to catch these Purple Labeo. And that is right here. There's not a lot of options. It's really just this river. But between these 2 boat valets seems to be where most people catch them. Now, I did see James Payne catch one right here. And there is this little darker spot. So when it starts getting too hot, you can venture down here and try to cast along this darker, deeper water here. And get a little bit more time, and let's just drop a line in and see what happens. I'm using big pole, big gear, but the big important thing is I used number 8 eggs. Number 8 eggs. And one of the things you can do is kind of open your bill. I can open my bill and just let it take my bobber on downstream there if I want to. Even as far as the temperature thing goes, guys, even catching them outside of the temperatures is probably still helpful because you're going towards causing respawns to happen. And just because it's not the right temperature when you catch these fish, when you cause these respawns to happen, who's to say, because we really don't know how the mechanics work, who's to say that even though you catch one outside of the temperature range, right? Who's to say that respawn doesn't happen somewhere, you know, and that diamond fish hangs out in that water until it's the right time of the day, and then it swims up here, you know, in these areas. Really, what we're understanding here is like 10 o'clock to around noon, 1 o'clock, somewhere in that area seems to be the hottest time to catch these purple. Now there are different times of the day, late evening, for example. I remember James Payne when it starts cooling down again, late evening, especially down here in this deeper water, you can get those temperatures for a little bit as well. But there's just not that many times of the day that you can fish for these and get those temperatures. So what I'm saying is, let's say it's the wrong time of day right now and it's too hot or too cold or whatever. And I keep catching these purple labeo, right? I'm just going to open the bill up. Who's to say that they're not going to spawn somewhere else? Like maybe that's a little deep pocket or somewhere that we don't know about. Maybe over here, someplace that's not been discovered yet where you can catch diamonds, purple labeo or whatever. Who's to say that they don't just kind of hang out there or even not even spawn back until that temperature hits or something? We don't know how it works. Fish how you want to fish. Fish what's fun to you. You know, we've got temperatures for those that believe in them, those that don't believe in them. All I'm saying is this. Let's just go with some of the other people's opinions on it and say, well, temperatures don't work. And it's just coincidence. Going by the temperatures has not cost me any extra time at all. It's not hurt me at all. You know, I know several people that go by the R. Lewis. I mean, he is a beast at this game. He goes by temperatures and he's dominating the leaderboards in the top 5. He goes by temperatures. It does not hurt you to go by temperatures. So here's what I don't get. Why do people keep saying it? Don't go by temperatures. Don't go by temperatures. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not hurting. It is definitely not hurting. Matter of fact, the Atlantic salmon is a perfect example. 440, I think, Atlantic salmon before I caught my first diamond. How many hundreds of Atlantic salmon did I catch outside of that temperature zone because I was fishing at the wrong time? Then once I started finding out about the temperatures, and there's a couple spots that you can bounce from on those Atlantic salmon and cast in deeper waters and shallower waters and all that. You know, at the time there were 2 diamond locations that we knew of. And I would fish at one of them during parts of the day and another one during other parts of the day. And I paid attention to my temperatures and caught the diamond Atlantic salmon very quickly. Paying attention once I started paying attention to temperatures. So that's the thing. I get it. If people want to say that temperatures are not a thing, you know, maybe it's not intended right now, but it's happening because of some coding thing. And it's unintended or something. I don't know where the communication thing is there, but I know that temperatures work. And it's not hurting. So that's the part that's my confusion on this, is why say don't chase temperatures when it is 100% not hurting anybody. Like, I could see it if I was chasing temperatures and just having a big drought and not catching diamonds, and if it were actually hurting, I could see it. But it's not. It's actually making me catch diamonds quicker. And that's all I've heard from everybody that is going by the temperature chart. People that were struggling in my community that have gotten on my YouTube videos and commented, thanks, Darth, for pointing the temperature thing out. I'd never caught a diamond before until I started paying attention to temperatures. You wouldn't believe how many times I get those comments. So, I mean, to each their own, but I've got too many positive comments thanking me for the temperature guide. So I don't know where the confusion is, but this old guy here is going to be using temperatures. Or if you want to call it time of day, you know, because that affects temperatures. However you want to call it, you know, I know that midday's hotter and morning's cooler and all that stuff. So whichever you want to go by is fine with me. Time of day, temperature, whichever. Let's see what we've caught here. Ooh, got us a nice gold purple labeo for the video, and that is 79.7 degrees. All right, guys, we have the, there's the temperature. We go up here to the top 5 leaderboard. There's the submissions. I was getting ready to submit mine last night, but Dale Boy, one of our editors, was watching the stream. He went ahead and typed it in for me. Thank you for that, Dale Boy, because I got over here and I was all confused. I was like, man, how in the world's it already in there? But Dale Boy had already typed it in for me. As of last night, exactly, well, as of last night, it was actually 3rd place on the list. Let's look, it's still there. 11.20, that's a big boy. That's a nice, nice big. We see Spider Sting S there with an 11.93, R. Lewis with an 11.77. Then I'm 3rd with 11.20 on the Purple Labeo, which gets me 3 points toward this Angler of the Year. All right, guys, let's look a little more closely at the Purple Labeo here. We see red worms, they're number 1, then cheese, then eggs. But now, why was I using eggs? Well, and I was using number 8 eggs because I wouldn't get many bites. So anytime that happens, I drop, try to catch some of the bronzes and get those bigger ones spawning in. And the red worm and the cheese, you're going to get aggravated by some bigger fish that bite those things. So the eggs eliminates a lot of those issues for you. That's why I went with eggs. But, try that red worm every now and then if you want to. They do like it. Now, I guess it just depends on the time of day, because if the carp, for example, are hungry for red worm at that time, then you're going to get aggravated by some other fish there. But the eggs seems to eliminate, you're mainly going to catch red nose and purple when you're using the eggs. But anyway, that's a little closer look at them. You can fish with them. So you can float fish, you can bottom fish, as you see here, corn, artificial corn. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what has worked for you all on these Purple Labeo. And that's going to do it. Normally, I would show some other things, from the official angler Discord, all these different spots, but really it's just that river. I mean, that's it. Just that river. Probably up and down that whole river. We know for sure between the boat valets and then that little deep spot that we have marked there. But that river is it right now, as far as what we know. If anybody finds another spot, especially it's not on that river, I would love to see it. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure there's another place out there. We just haven't discovered it yet. A lot of times people are out there, and once somebody finds a diamond spot, that's where everybody goes. And so sometimes people don't get out there and explore the map and find other diamond locations. I would love, now that I've got bingo, some things like that might be some of the things that we do. We may have some streams where we say, okay, guys, let's go find a new diamond location. I'm looking forward to some of the different ideas that I can do now that I've got bingo and got all the diamonds across the map. And I know I'm a little late to the game getting bingo, but people got to understand, when I have early access, typically I'm not out there trying to catch diamonds. I'm out there putting together guides for you guys to help you get started off on the right foot, so that you don't waste a lot of time and you can accomplish all those challenges and missions real quick and then get into your fishing. That's my goal when I get early access. I'm not really out there fishing for diamonds. I'm unlocking the map, trying to discover secrets, little things like that. But now, got all that out of the way, it's diamond time, baby. I'm hitting that top 5. We're going to pick out some fish that we don't have a top 5 of, and we're going after them. I'm going to start paying attention to more like king of the catch type things and things like that. Now, I just feel free now that I've got bingo. A lot of times people lose interest in a game once they have done something like that and caught all the diamonds and everything. But now it's on to start replacing some of those smaller diamonds with bigger diamonds. And let's hit that top 5. Let's do it together, make it interesting. Thank you guys for watching. My name's Darth Slone. We'll catch you in the next one.